Welcome back to the channel. We are in sunnier climes, Jacksonville, Ponte Vedra to be exact. Ponte Vedra Inn and Country Club. This is a short game area at the back of the range. Kindly allowed me to use it today to go through a few shots, a few ideas that are going to make the game a little bit easier. I've got a nightmare situation here. We're going to crack it today. This could not be a more scary shot for the majority of golfers. Now, it's even more scary because we're in Florida and there is grain and the club sticks into the ground very, very quickly. So just to kind of add difficulty to what's already mentally challenging shot, very close to the bunker, kind of short-sided. We also have less green to work with than we do to carry the golf ball. It's not a good situation. We've got this club face looking right at you. I think realistically the shot needs some flight, right? So it needs to be high to some degree. The issue here is that striking it well and hitting it high can be a challenge, especially from this kind of turf. Okay, so I'm going to give you two options to try and execute much better shots when you're in this kind of situation, especially from this kind of grass. Okay, now to get a better strike, it's safe to say taking ball first is a good idea. To take ball first, you're going to need some degree of shaft lean. But that shaft lean is going to take loft away from the golf club, typically. Doesn't have to. Okay, so we can play a bit of a ball back shot. Problem is, the green is a little bit above me. I've got to get over there. I've got to stop it fairly quickly. Yep, it's into a slight upslope on the green. You won't quite be able to see it, but it is sloping upwards. So my simple suggestion would be to play it like a mid-low shot. So you actually go ball middle back in the stance, so not center, not all the way back on the back foot, but also do rotate the face open to some degree. And we're not talking 12 o'clock to 12:05, we're talking 1 o'clock. It's around there, 3 o'clock's there, remember. So 1 o'clock on the face, ball back, and that's going to provide some flight. Not as much as you would get if you opened the face that amount and had the ball in the middle or up, but more flight than you'd expect from that back ball position. Okay, so we're looking to get the strike and get enough flight on the golf ball. So let's give that a go. This wouldn't be my first choice, but not everyone's going to be comfortable with the second, so we've got to do it. I'm going to left aim a little bit because my ball's back and the face is open. Deliver a decent amount of lean. And get away with a really bad shot, but look at that. Look at that. Even that wasn't struck well enough, so I'm going to go again. So high on the club face, it's up here. So more lean on the shaft. I'm going to get further ahead of it. I'm going to hit down plenty and try and pop it. Better. It's going to spin. Okay, so really driving that club into the ground. Now don't forget, it doesn't matter that this happens, all right? There's no picture on the scorecard. It wouldn't be my preference. My preference would be to play something more shallow, more skiddy. Now, yep, it's Bermuda, it's grainy, the club will stick. But if you're shallow enough, and if you strike the ground with the right part of the golf club, it shouldn't dig in. This is different. The ball's going to go up in your stance. You're going to spin the face open the same amount. You're going to sit the toe of the club a little bit lower than the heel. You're going to try and get this club part of the club off the ground and clear. Going to play it wide, so it's going to feel very shallow, so it's going to be pretty wide on the way back, pretty wide on the way through. This part of the club is going to strike the ground, okay, not this and not leading edge. It's going to be toe, sole. A little bit left aim. Not worried about skidding the club into the ball at all here. It shouldn't dig. I've got to give it a little bit of power. So you could hear the ground hit. Just flew it a little bit too far, but it still pulled up, had enough spin. Let's go again. Same deal, toe down, face open, ball's up my stance a touch, nice and wide. Just popped a little bit, but came down really soft. Okay, now there is a commonality amongst those two shots, and that is that there was no effort in swing to try and add loft to the golf club. No need to add loft, right? The first one I had the ball back but the face open. It's going to give me some trajectory. Good spin because I struck a lot of ball. Second one, a little bit more skiddy into the ground. It's nice and wide. There's no need to add loft to it. It's already coming in shallow. It's already got the face open. Plenty of loft on the golf ball. All right, I think that's key. I think most failures around the green on this kind of shot happen because the player is trying to do too much through impact with their hands. And unfortunately, that requires a pretty high skill level that has to be dialed in and practiced a lot. Most of you don't have time for that. So keeping it nice and simple, dialing things in at address, having a clear intent, whether it's wide, whether it's ball back, leaning, steep, whichever one it is, doesn't really matter to me. The key is that you understand it and you take the manipulation and the addition of loft away through the golf ball.